right, Nick, what's your fucking common knowledge?
All right, So my talk time. Going right into it. What are you surprised isn't more common knowledge? Like, what type of things do you think? Wow, more people should know that.
Any and all human interaction at Costco.
Well, that's because when people go into Costco,
Listen,
they turn into different people because there's just so much.
Overwhelmed by the great deals.
I often don't think of myself as an angry or easily triggered person.
False.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
I might be the only one that thinks that about me. However, I don't get more frustrated than when I'm out shopping, food shopping. I swear. Why does everyone lose any and all mental capabilities that they have? How could we not just get this down that people don't know how to operate carts and they just leave their shit in the way? They cut you off. They don't let you go. Like, why does everyone lose all of it in a store? I can't do it.
They should create lanes.
I think
Yeah,
so.
people would follow him. People would follow him.
One of these days it's gonna come back to me though. And it's I think about a podcast I was listening to, as I do this often on the show, of that guy Colin Moriarty, who was from Long Island and grew up in New York and the Northeast, where like people will say it like it is, and then he went to go live in liberal San Francisco, as they say, where he went back to New York for a holiday and he like held a door open for someone and they walked by and they didn't say thank you. So Colin was like, "Oh, you're welcome." And he turned around. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much for opening the door." And he was like, "Yep, I was the cock there." Like, he recognized that he was the dick. But these I just don't. Where's the common courtesy when you're driving? You let somebody go.
Zipper method. Merging. When you're merging. Zipper method. People try and speed up and have this car's here, this car's here, this car's here.
One for
this
one.
Car will try and
Bitch.
speed
Alternate
up.
feed.
Yeah.
Exactly. Alternate.
I don't
feed.
like that you said zipper method. That kind of broke.
But it makes
myself.
sense, does it not?
Oh, really? Yeah. The most anger I
Absolutely
get
makes
is
sense.
driving and operating equipment in stores. Because as you said, to me, that's all common knowledge. It's one for one, motherfucker. When you're driving and it's a merge, one car, one car, one car, one car.
Simple. Problem is, everyone values their time more than the next person's. So, like, I'm going to be first. I want to get home quicker.
Oh, but the reason I brought up the story, the point, is I always I like throw my hands up. That's usually what I do. And I know one of these days someone's going to be like, "You fucking doing that at me?" I'm not sure how I'm going to respond. Not sure if it's going to be advantageous for what my response will be, but I do it all the time. Like, they'll just fucking cut me off. I'll just start, like, I do a lot of, like, hand motions. I guess it's going to catch up to me. But.
Oh my god.
But I agree. I think especially pedestrian walkways in general, I think people kind of shut down. People will drive on the right side of the road and then they'll walk in the diagonally left of the sidewalk. It won't make sense. They won't follow the same traffic laws that they're used to on the roads.
Do they have to?
Of course not, but it makes everyone's lives easier if everyone's following the same, even if it's an unknown. No, sorry. Even if it's not the same legal standard, but it's just the same known standard, it still makes everything easier. It's like English. Like, we could technically make our own words and start making nonsense, but at the end of the day, if we want to communicate with everyone, we have a standard to go by, right?
As I always say, if you switch the words poop and purple, purple would be a gross
I know where you're
word.
going, but
and poop would be a fun word.
It's more so not as much applies in this specific
sense.
instance. It makes sense, yes, of course, but it doesn't make as much sense in this particular instance. But more so, like, there is a standard that could exist, and if everyone adheres to it, it makes everyone's lives easier. Whereas if you try to talk to me and I know English and I start babbling to you, and you're trying to get information from me, that doesn't help anyone. When I could just adhere to the standard.
What's common knowledge to you?
Well, not so much what's common knowledge to me, but what do I feel like should be common knowledge. For instance, I was talking earlier off camera, I never jump-started a car. I'd do a quick YouTube video. I feel like that's something you should know. Same thing with you. You were talking about changing a tire. I feel like everyone should know how to change a tire.
My innate ability to change tires.
You're born
That's
with
it.
it.
I was born with
That's
the
it.
skill.
I don't know how to do either of those things.
See, I feel like
I'm
I feel like
so
people
like
Car naive.
stupid. Yes, car naive. I can't even drive stick. I'm
That-
the only person in my immediate family who can't drive stick. My dad tried teaching me once and like gave up because we were trying it in the parking lot, like at like some school, elementary school or something, and I was kind of getting it, so we decided to take it out on the road. And as soon as we take it out on the road, I'm just fucking stalling out and shit. And a cop pulls up next to us, and we explain what's going on. And he's just like, "Well, you guys should probably practice this a little bit first before you take it out."
See, we did a topic on this. Stick is stupid. I know how to drive it. I don't ever want to. It's fucking doesn't make. I car enthusiasts like it. You get more horsepower or whatever. You can have more control over the vehicle. I don't need driving to be a chore. Just get me where I gotta go.
A to B. But like even something like
Yeah, I don't think stick's common knowledge. I think the other stuff, y'all should know.
Of course.
Because you might be in a situation where you need to know that.
Yeah.
To me, that's the definition. Common knowledge is stuff that you should know if you might need to know it one day.
That's what I mean. Like even useful handiwork stuff, and at home, like say you got a nice suit, nice $100 suit or something, $150 suit, or maybe even a nice $30 pair of jeans. And you get like a little hole. How to stitch a hole. How to get a needle and a thread. Right? Like that's something that I feel like everyone should know. Clothes are so expensive.
You know how to sew.
Well, I'm saying like I feel like
sewed
that's something
in.
everyone should know how to know. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are we not taught these things? Do you know how to invest your money? Do you know how to start saving for your future outside of like company wide
we were taught
401ks?
trigonometry in high school.
Exactly. Like, do you know how to write a check? Do you know how to do like?
Okay, that one I don't really
All right,
understand.
all right.
No, but that's a big thing. People don't know how to write checks.
Huh.
What do you mean?
Like, why is that stuff not taught? Why is that stuff not prioritized? Especially when there are, like, there should be alternate tracks in school. Like, all right, you're prepping for college, fine, whatever. If you know that you're only doing high school, you should be taught practical things that are going to help you in life more so than just, taking an extra course on, as you said, trigonometry, which will literally amount to
I gotta fill my gen ed
Almost nothing.
requirement.
almost nothing,
What about your
whatever.
fucking life requirement? When the hell are those going to be
Right?
classes?
right? So that type of stuff, I believe, we're missing in schools and missing in other educational opportunities because I feel like those would help the majority of people if we all knew how to do that, And even if I didn't, like, it's almost like vaccinations. Like I'm work with me here, but if we have herd immunity, if one person isn't vaccinated, it's not as bad. Same thing if everyone knows how to jump a car, not as bad for the one person that pulls over that doesn't know how to. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we need to do a topic on vaccines because I feel like that's the 10th time you've like.
I mean,
I feel like you have passionate feelings about vaccinations.
use them. Like, it's not
Uh,
that hard.
Good topic.
It's easy topic.
The
done.
only thing I'll say about the vaccines is I don't think the only thing I don't understand about what they do with them now is how they're like bundled up. It's like, oh, you get this package where they shove you with however much of one thing. Like you get all of them in one.
Oh, they're all just in one dose.
instead of just being
individually.
I feel like that would be the best way. No,
To administer it.
I mean,
Scientist.
it really depends.
because then
like,
you're getting because you don't. I mean, I guess you don't know how the body is going to accept something like that and how. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be bundling things together if it.
Well,
if
not
they were
all-
an egg.
just because they're doing it a certain way doesn't mean it's the right way to be doing it. So there is reason to be skeptical of anything that's going on. But at the same time, like you drink different fluids at the same time. Even though you don't see it that way. Like let's say you drink a water and then you drink a soda. It's basically the same as if you poured them both in a cup and drank them together, right? It's going to interact in your body the same way, yet there's no adverse reaction, right? I don't know if it's the same way exactly. I'm
Yeah,
not going
no
to try
idea.
and explain the
Yeah, I have no
mechanisms,
idea.
but I'm sure that it has been explored and researched and found to not interact with each other in a negative way. Whereas maybe taking antibiotics might be a different story. I can't speak for that side of the equation either. Definitely don't take antibiotics when you don't need them as well. That's another big one.
Well, yeah, 'cause
That's
it
another-
just-
yeah,
It
exactly.
just reduces their effectiveness
So
Yeah.
I
when you
shouldn't-
actually need them.
Every time you're sick, you shouldn't just take antibiotics.
So I shouldn't take Advil every day like it's Tic Tacs.
Do you actually do
Dude.
that?
sometimes.
You should not have to take Advil every
Yeah,
day.
hopefully. I hope not.
I often wake up pained.
Oh my god! You should not have to wake up.
No, I'll tell
every
you what.
day
When I
popping
get
Advil.
when I get sick, it works every time. I take Advil. I take a liquid medicine,
Oh.
and Dayquil or Nyquil pills, and I fucking OD on that shit for like 2 days, and I'm fucking golden.
Obviously,
It
with
works.
these specific medicines, it is shown to not have an adverse reaction in you. But if you're going to mix medicines in the future, it is important to like research. Hey, will this have an unfortunate side reaction?
Yeah, but
'Cause,
drink
like,
a beer with it.
obviously, I wouldn't drink any alcohol while drinking any medication. But
It says it on the box.
I'm saying, like for instance, people wouldn't think, like not everyone knows that mixing bleach and ammonia is actually toxic. Not everyone knows that,
not
but they're
everyone
both
knows-
cleaning products. You
Yeah,
know,
not everyone knows too. You shouldn't put a bonfire out with chlorine water from a pool.
I didn't know that.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
I'm not saying
wow.
not saying anyone here has done that.
What happens? Is it explosive?
No.
Oh, it's not explosive.
Chlorine's an explosive chemical. I don't know how bad it is in
I think the fumes
in the water,
that
probably
are
not.
created
Yeah,
from when
it's the
the
smoke
chlorine
that- that's
burns.
it.
So I'm not
is
saying
bad.
someone at this table did it, but someone at this table might have unknowingly went to go put out a
Poisoned
bonfire
everyone.
with people and put chlorine water all over the fire, and then someone else, a friend named Vicky, who may or not have been on the show, inhaled some of that and said she was coughing all night.
Oh my gosh.
There's a bunch of hypotheticals here.
I like
but-
I like to try and like if I have like like the seasonal allergies, you know how like you just get decked and you start
Sad?
feeling like crap.
Oh yeah.
I like to try for something like that, like not like a serious sickness, like I'm gonna take medicine, but like for stupid little seasonal allergies, I like to try and just tough it out.
No.
Like just fucking.
No, I'm
Battle
miserable.
of
I will not let you
Immu-
beat me.
the immune system.
No, I'm miserable. The second I start to get the allergies, pop the bennies.
The
Easy.
Dessert
Benadryls.
tech,
The
yeah.
Benadryls are flying. Actually, I don't even take Benadryl. I take like the bargain
Yeah,
brand.
I feel like Benadryl's for like more serious
Benadryl?
allergic stuff.
Benadryl knocks you out.
Yeah.
It knocks you
Not
out.
me. I never get that from medicine.
I shut down when I have Benadryl. I
Nicole's
couldn't
the same
believe
way.
it.
She goes out. That should never really. Even Nyquil doesn't really.
NyQuil doesn't do too much. Robitussin hits me nice. That lean, man.
You look like a fucking guy who loves
Dude,
Robitussin.
I love lean.
The Robitrip.
Yo, Lil Wayne-
Robo-tripping.
Lil Wayne No Ceilings got me into Robitussin. No, I'm kidding.
Lil Uzi Vert.
I like Lil Uzi Vert. I mean,
NyQuil is crazy. That stuff just puts you to sleep.
Not I.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Benadryl. I literally had to I was fighting, and I just finally passed out, like laying down.
Isn't that a high that people do? You drink Nyquil and try to fight sleep. Or am I
I don't
completely
know.
making that up?
Something I've heard of that. I don't know if it's a NyQuil.
There's a
but-
bunch of different things that like whatever makes you drowsy. They say like if you fight the urge, you get like a because
Yeah.
that happened. I had like pretty bad. I had like a little stress fracture in my lower back or whatever at one point or something like that. I don't know how this ended up happening, but I ended up being prescribed muscle relaxers as a high school student. I took a muscle relaxer one night and I was resting. I passed out. But I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, holy shit. I was like,
What's
"Oh,
going on?"
what's going on? But yeah, then like, you know, kids were telling me they're like, oh yeah, you fight that. You fight that urge to fall asleep. You hit a nice little. I'm like, oh well, I don't. And I didn't take another
Muscle
one of
relaxer.
those.
I was like, no way.
We don't promote drug usage, by the way.
Yeah.
You do you, boo boo. Don't bother me.
Just be safe about it.
Yeah. The other common knowledge thing, I think, which Americans are unfortunate in that it's not heavily enforced or we don't take seriously, learning another language.
Absolutely.
Everyone else comes here bilingual
Absolutely.
and trilingual and shit. And
I completely agree.
why growing up did Spanish class almost seem like a chore? Like why? Like is it just not good teaching? Like I don't get that. Like I just maybe I was just young and dumb, but I feel like I didn't take it, and I don't feel like others did was take it seriously.
Well, yeah, because I think it's just
It's late
it's a
in
serious
development, too.
it's a serious challenge too to learn something.
Well, the
that
older
new.
you get, the harder it is to learn a language.
That's what I mean. I feel like it should just be introduced
And
as
Yeah.
kids are
earlier
learning
age,
English.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we had it decently early, second grade is probably the earliest I remember having Spanish class.
Valid, but it was baby Spanish, and that was the
Yeah.
only time I remember even having it at
Yeah.
all until high school. And I mean, obviously, like fortunately, like my family spoke it, so like my extended family spoke. My mom speaks fluent Spanish, like fully fluent.
I
Spanish.
hate my memories. I have a memory like a fucking pregnant elephant.
But like
Kevin.
even the format, the format it's taught in too is just like any other class where I didn't retain any of that information. I just did what I had to do to pass.
And that was it.
Like.
Do you
get an
remember
A or
her
whatever.
name?
What?
You say her name.
Who?
Our Spanish teacher from elementary school. Do you guys remember?
Not a
No.
clue.
Because that's what I just said. It came to me.
Senora Goforth.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Fun fact. Whoa! Who was with me? Oh, that mic's working
Second
now.
grade.
Oh
No.
my god!
Someone was at like Walgreens with me, like 7 or so years ago, and I'm pretty sure we saw her or she remembered us. And someone was like, "That's Senora Goforth." I feel like I might have been with you. I don't know why.
I don't remember that.
Maybe it was Mike.
I remember that name so easily.
Yeah, that
It came to me right
you,
before
yeah.
that. And I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna quiz you, motherfuckers."
Damn.
Also, Miss Madam Shaw,
Madam Shaw.
French teacher.
Yo, those bonbons,
Oh
pristine.
God, yeah.
Those things were so good.
I remember that now.
That was strange at that class. It was 1 year
Not even was it half a
mandatory
year?
French class.
Out of
what,
nowhere.
What were you gonna learn?
Yeah.
Out of
Like,
nowhere.
randomly from that.
No, but wasn't it world language? Didn't you learn all of them? I remember doing Latin, German. We spent time on each
I
language.
only remember French.
Oh yeah, I only remember
Oh,
French.
so I had. World
I don't remember
language
a single thing.
No. Un, deux, trois, quatre,
Yeah,
cinq,
just,
six,
just
sept,
the
huit,
numbers
neuf.
from 1
Dix.
to 10.
I think that was 10.
Ich ni sun shi ichi sun go rogoku chu. That's close to 1 to 10 in Japanese. But no, we did a world language because I remember learning Latin, German in our class because she spoke all those languages. It wasn't a lot, but it was like 1 through 10. It's about all the common knowledge I got.
I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff, but I don't know. You guys basically covered it all. The biggest thing for me is the driving. Like people just on
Shut
their own
down.
agenda,
It's
just
such a fucking
disregard
nightmare.
everybody else. It's so
I
frustrating.
hate people who just think the left lane's a fast lane and not a passing lane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just chill there. Can't get by them.
Yep. Yep. Or the people that like, and I love doing this too. Like if say you're in traffic and somebody tries to hit that shoulder and floor it, I always pull my car. If I see someone coming, I pull my car out and I inch
There
it
you go.
out so
Fuck
they gotta
them,
stop.
Fuck that.
Oh my god! Or the people like say there's traffic at an exit getting off, and there's traffic, so they know there's traffic. But instead of just getting in line, paying your dues, they try to cut it. They try
Oh,
to just
yeah.
pull up to the
Yep.
front and some people are nice and just let them in, but there's some people that I respect
'em
that
out,
are like
yeah.
no way.
Well, that's another thing that annoys me more than anything, where you see people who are trying to get over, and the fucking people speed up.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Let the fucking person in. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Happened to me today. Get the fuck out of here.
Especially like the worst is when I'll be like way ahead of someone. I'll make like a right, I'll switch into the right lane real quick. No car will like get in my way in the right lane, but I'll realize, oh crap, I have to go back in the left lane. And the person way behind won't let me back in the left lane. Like I didn't just switch to the right to try and get a jump and then realize that was the worst route and switch back. You know what I'm saying? Like I was totally ahead the whole time.
Me and Brant have this story that we love, where we went to when we saw the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, I think it was, in theaters on opening night. And I don't know what spawned it. Someone must have cut me off, or someone did something. But I was like, "Oh fuck this!" Once I get in, like I think it was that no one would let me go for like ever. I was trying to get in. Obviously, there was like 150 people leaving Seacourt Mall, so I finally got into the line, and then I got to a way backed up line. I was like, you know what, fuck this. Held on my brakes. I was just like, come on. And I let like 400 people go, which meant the people behind me were
freaking.
fucking bugging.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. Just everyone go.
I don't know why.
Everyone go.
I don't know what it is about cars and the road that like people are
Oh,
so
my God.
triggered
Different,
all
yeah,
the
different
time
people.
for no-
I think it's like like how anonymous it is. Like you aren't thinking like, oh, there's a person behind that car. It's just an asshole.
It's just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love,
That-
like,
that car.
Joe Coy's skit where he's like, never cut a woman off 'cause she will literally be standing and jumping in her driver's seat, turned around, screaming "fuck you" to you. It's like, and he always goes, he's like, I'm in my car. The windows are up. The doors are locked. You can't fuck with me. He's like, I love road rage. I'm the king of road rage. Honk, honk, high beam, high beam, high beam. Love it. Yeah, Nicole gets mad. I honk at everybody and everyone all the time. I don't care.
Oh, but
because
you're not somebody that gets triggered easily at all.
no, not once. No, but this is what honking.
Quick on the horn.
No, I will die on this fucking hill. Honking. There's nothing wrong with honking.
No, honking
If
is the
you-
worst.
No, I don't just like honk to honk. But if anyone is coming over into my lane, if anyone is threatening my life, you're gonna get a honk. Why am I? You coming after me, or the people in my car? I'm responsible for. Honk.
I honk.
Don't fucks with me.
Fuck you in Morse code.
You're doing it right. You're taking it
Yeah.
a step further. And every 1 in 100 people get it, and they get really pissed off that day.
1 in 100, I think, is a very generous odds
I
that
think
people
it is.
understand Morse code.
You know
Common
Morse
knowledge.
code?
Morse code.
No,
There you go.
I don't know Morse code.
Just fuck you. That's it.
didn't learn that. Probably just curse somebody off in a different language.
Yeah, right. Somebody who knows it. Just
Oh, well, fuck Kevin.
I have no idea what I just said.
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Go into the description of this video to like and follow our social media pages.
Bye bye.